Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second Beilein to Victory podcast episode, and we're going to get right into it with the developing story of Shea Patterson committing to transferring to Michigan. Oh, this is huge. This is huge. This is huge. This basically sets them up for next year so well, and we're going to bring in a guest analyst, Alex, in to talk about this. Alex, how do you think this improves them drastically at quarterback?
I think at this point anything's better than no corn or spade. So I think, especially a five-star recruit, I think it'll add tremendous value to the offense as a whole.
Definitely agree, especially if Peters isn't well enough to go in the Outback Bowl. I can't even imagine what's going to happen if O'Korn plays again. If they can't lose again, another big game, especially for Harbaugh.
He's running a tight wire right now.
What do you think, Peterson? Do you think Peterson will help Harbaugh be able to develop quarterbacks a little bit more?
I don't think necessarily. I don't think Harbaugh has done much with quarterbacks. I think they've relied a lot on the ground game in the past couple of years. So I think he'll space out the offense a little more. I don't think it'll impact Harbaugh much with his quarterbacks.
Do you think Harbaugh will get a little bit more closure here with Patterson as quarterback?
I think he will. I think he's got a lot of faith in him. He's got a good experience. He's got a good resume behind him.
How do you react to the competitor podcast claiming this is a bad look for Michigan?
I think it's full of shit. I think we finally have a good quarterback. I think everything's going to be set for next year.
I completely agree. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
I couldn't agree more with him. I mean, this just brings so much more to this offense, and competitor podcast is just so beside himself right now because Michigan has the best quarterback in the Big Ten for next year. Oh, it's going to be so great, and they're going to be set up so well for next year. Anyways, let's move on. So today we're going to go over the UCLA comeback. I'll go over how Xavier Simpson affected that game. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for the basketball team. And also, what is going on with the Big Ten? I don't understand how it's so bad this year, but we'll take a look into that. Wow. What a game this was the other day, and what a great win this was for Michigan. I mean, Charles Matthews was fantastic. Then you had Wagner was fantastic. Simpson was the X factor. We'll get to that later, but the one thing that stood out in this game was they never quit. No matter how many free throws they missed, that Ohio State loss really taught them that they're never out of a game. You're never out of a game. And they came right back. This is a good team. They beat a good team. It's probably a tournament team. Aaron Holiday and Thomas Welch had career nights, and they still win the game. And they missed countless amounts of free throws. That's ridiculous. That's going to get fixed, and Beilein's definitely going to fix that, being one of the best coaches in the country. But you see now, Charles Matthews is really developing into a big-time star, and he's going to really affect this team down the stretch, as well as Wagner. Abdur-Rahman is developing into a great leader. Simpson is a big-time player, big-time competitor. I mean, they got Jordan Poole off the bench, who is fantastic. Eli Brooks, great freshman. This team looks good. I mean, I have no complaints. Robinson's lights-out shooter. They had a tough loss against Ohio State. They bounced right back and did the same thing that Ohio State did to them. Did that to UCLA. That really stood out to me, and I can't ask for more. And that's credit to John Beilein. He's one of the best coaches in the country, and he just obviously explained to them this is a learning experience after the Ohio State loss, and they got right back at it, and they beat a really, really tough team with their two best players having career nights. Say what you want about LiAngelo Ball and those other guys not being there, but I mean, that team has Jalen Hands, Aaron Holiday, Thomas Welch. That's a good team, and they took care of business. Made some big shots down the stretch, even when they weren't shooting well at all in the first half, and the beginning of the second half. It was lights out down the stretch, and I couldn't have asked for any more. That leads us right into this. Xavier Simpson down the stretch of that game was fantastic. So many steals, key points, hit a big three. I mean, in the midst of Matthews and Wagner missing free throws, he was right there to get the key steals, and he is really, really, really developing into the X factor for this team. Wagner, I mean, he has to perform well for them to win. So does Matthews, but Simpson, he decided that game. If he doesn't play the way he did, there's no way they come back and win that game. And now you're looking at a 7-4 team that's projected out of the tournament. But now you're looking at 8-3 team, which has a decent seed in the tournament after that great win. And I mean, we'll see what happens tonight. But this team looks good, and they looked good the other night. I was really impressed with how good they played down the stretch of that game. And I mean, it's a great win. It's a great win. Well, we're going to look at the upcoming schedule now. We're going to bring in the guest analyst, Brian, in to talk about this. We'll start with tonight. They play at Texas. What do you expect tonight?
And it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah. If you repeat yourself, I think we had some technical difficulties there.
I think they're going to have to stop Bamba to win that game. That's all they really need to do is just keep him off the glass.
Yeah, and him being so close to going to Michigan last year, that'll definitely be tough if he dominates them. I mean, the next 3 games here, they have all 3 at home against Detroit Mercy, Alabama A&M, who is projected the worst team in college basketball, and Jacksonville.
I think those should all be easy wins. I mean, home against not very good teams. They should handle those guys pretty easy.
Yeah, I think they will, but I think the one tough one they might keep it close in the first half with Detroit Mercy. As you see, anything can happen, as we saw the other day with Duke losing to Boston College.
Yep, anything can happen.
And then we move in. The Big Ten play starts on January 2nd. How do you expect them to compete in the Big Ten?
Well, I mean, I think the first game, Iowa, just causing them could cause them some problems just because they're on the road. They should beat Illinois, and then they got next couple games coming up with Purdue and Michigan State. They're going to be tough ones.
Yeah, those are going to be tough, but we'll see. They usually take care of business in Ann Arbor against Michigan State. Hopefully they can get another Big Ten title. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Well, couldn't agree with him more. Tonight's going to be a really tough game, and I can't wait to talk about that more on Friday. Last thing we're going to talk about today. What is going on with the Big Ten? I mean, you see, Michigan has been pretty good. They had a bad loss to LSU, but Michigan State's obviously been good. But after that, what are you looking at? Minnesota's now unranked. Wisconsin has been nothing. And Northwestern has not been what they thought they were going to be. I mean, I don't understand what's going on with this conference. It's supposed to be one of the top conferences. But it's going to be tough for more than a few teams to get in from this conference. You're obviously going to have Michigan State and Michigan going to get in. Purdue's probably going to get in, but they're unranked too. We thought they were going to be better. I think when Big Ten tournament play comes around, it's going to be anybody's game to see who's going to play Michigan State in the final because everybody's pretty evenly matched with a big drop-off after MSU. Except I think this Michigan team is right there at number 2, and I think they have a chance to get another Big Ten title. Well, that'll be it. I just want to remind everybody that Tuesdays and Fridays will just be podcast episodes, and Saturdays we'll have full interviews. Next Saturday we'll be actually interviewing the person who I'm competing with this podcast. Is a Michigan State fan. Warning you, will be delusional. All right, well, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.